Coming out of turn 4. Peyton Goodwin to the inside. Neck and neck. Henrietta Fitzwater is going to be a season 4 driver.
When I pretend everything is what I want it to be, I look exactly like what you had always wanted to see. When I pretend, I can forget about the criminal I am, stealing second after second just cause I know I can. But I can't pretend this is the way it'll stay. I'm just trying to bend the truth. I can't pretend.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to race 22 of the NAMAR Mountain Dew Voltage Cup Series. We're here at Atlanta for 49 laps. Great racing. It is the Oral-B USA 500. On the front row is Austin Alves and Peyton Goodwin. Peyton Goodwin looking to redeem himself from last week's wreck out. Ryan Shea, Nathan Rogers, row 2. Adam Rogers, Franklin is row 3. Brenda Harrell, Robert Rogers, row 4. And Henrietta Fitzwater and Sam York in row 5. Then as far as our chasers go, Michael Parker starts 11th, Steve Cavallo 12th, Logan Scott 13th, Kate Rogers 24th, James Morton 25th, Zachary Rogers 28th, Tony Vieira 36th, and that is all. I'm pretty sure I got everybody there. Oh, part-time drivers. Jordan Newman will start 14th. Benjamin Mimoso starts 22nd, and Cindy Vieira starts 29th. Now this track is kind of like a super speedway because they just start going 3 wide, and we had a hell of a crash in the part-timers race, which took out 5 cars, and there were 25 cars on the track. And that wreck happened in the middle of the field. So if they do something stupid like going 4 wide, because that's pretty much what happened in that wreck, I think, then watch out, everybody behind them, because somebody else got wrecked because they were avoiding it, and another person avoiding it got into the right rear and spun them into turned them right into the wall. So no injuries though. So be right back for the start of the race. Get ready to go green flag racing. 49 laps of racing. Michael Amato running the Napa scheme in honor of Chase Elliott. Who Chase Elliott is from down here, and he just recently, as you know, won the what is going to be next year. Excuse me, the Xfinity Series. I think that's the first time I've yawned in a while on a broadcast. Anyway, green flag is out. The Oral-B USA 500 is on the way. And Ryan Shea's already looking down low. He's going to make it 3 wide for the lead. Ryan Shea to the point. But here comes Adam Rogers. As I said, it is very much like a super speedway race. They got enough grip to let him just turn completely. And they go up to the high side when they're on the straightaway. And Henrietta Fitzwater, who started in, I can't even remember where she started, is already to the front. But Adam Rogers retaining the lead for now. As my dog is Truman behind me. Probably chasing some squirrels or some shit. And that's the first time I've sworn on here in over a season, I think. But I'm tired, so I don't really care. Michael Parker taking the lead. We finally have a chaser win a race here and clinch themselves in the next round, so we don't have to worry about points or crap. Now Michael Naylor, who's already won a race this chase, he won at Gateway. Stephanie Vanasse, who won at Road America. And I forget exactly when these guys pit. I think it's probably around like laps 8 to 12, maybe. I don't know. But now Riley Houston, now James Morton's going to look down low for the race lead. And this just shows you can start in the back and work your way up front. As they're still in a pack. As Cindy Vieira is going to go to take the lead as Robert Rogers is going to look down low now. It will take you time to get back to the front though once you're on the outside line. So we're already 6 laps done in this race. As now Michael Amato is going to look to the race lead here. Alan Cavanero up here. Oh boy. Getting a little dicey. As now Sean Harpo is going to peak for the race lead. As we're already 1/7 done here today, as Tony Vieira is going to take the lead. The chaser with the worst average finish out of the 8 that are left. As now Michael Beeson's going to challenge for the race lead. And it doesn't really matter if you have speedway skills here because it's pretty much a super speedway. And they almost went 4 wide. Now they are going 4 wide. Now they got back to 3 wide. If they were going 4 wide, it would have been a huge mess. So now Karen Vieira is going to take the race lead here. And Zachary Rogers, who started 28th, is finally finding his way up to the front. Now you want to make your way up to the front right when you go take pit stops. As now Michael Santos, who won at Indianapolis, takes the lead, and here comes Logan Scott. And there's not pitting yet. It's a little calmer in the way back. Michael Santos going to hold on to the lead for now, as Zachary Rogers will take second place. He will keep second. They're single filing it out a little bit here. As now Zachary Rogers will go to take the lead. This will probably either be the race with the most lead changes if it isn't Texas, because Texas kind of works the same way. And now Mimoso, who won here back in season 1, he is going to go take the lead, and we are 12 laps done here. Still no sign of pit stops. Oh, here we go. Carvalho and Tilton are coming in. I expect mass numbers of cars to try to come in next lap, which will probably cause a wreck. Though they didn't wreck when they pitted in the part-timers race, but that's because they weren't all going 3 wide like crazy nutheads. And I already see John Linez making a move down for the pits. Nico Tringali will stay out. And the caution flag's out. What do you know? And it was Allison Rogers and Jim Morton. So all these idiots and Allison Rogers just stayed out. All those idiots will pit, and if they can get out ahead of the pace car, they will be good. Otherwise, you're all screwed. And slow the hell down. But Steve Cavallo and Benjamin Tilton are screwed because they're now laps down. And we'll wait until we see these guys can make it out ahead of the pace car. We're going to see how many. The pace car is really flying around here. And there you go. And I think Logan Scott on back just got stuck behind the pace car. Actually, Carvalho is actually waiting for the pace car. But yep, Logan Scott, it got screwed. And we'll see what happens for the first caution of the day. Well, it looks like Jim Morton wanted the pit. So he's going to slow down to come in, and he just gets into the front of Henrietta Fitzwater, which is something I thought might happen. And he slides up right between everybody somehow. Except for Allison Rogers, who was going to stay out. And he hits Brenda Harala too, but that's about it. So that was pretty much all she wrote. So let's get you to the restart. Ready to go back green. Cars out of the race. Jim Morton, Michael Beeson, who apparently had no fuel, and Allison Rogers. Cars that were stuck a lap down were Benjamin Tilton, Austin Alves, Henrietta Fitzwater, Taylor in the lead lap, Steve Cavallo, Logan Scott, and Michael Parker. So Steve Cavallo and Logan Scott, if they don't get back in the lead lap, they're going to need a miracle next week at Sonoma. Nico Tringali is your race leader. Michael Naylor second. Alan Cavanero third, looking for maybe his first ever top 10 possibly, but it's Atlanta. As we're 1/3 through the race. Kinda. Mosos in fourth, Greeny fifth, Franklin is sixth, Michael Santos seventh, first chaser, Zachary Rogers in eighth, Carol Moore in ninth, and Robert Rogers is 10th. And I don't really care about going through the other chasers right now. But Nico Tringali looking for his second one of the chase here. So we are back green with 32 laps left. And Michael Naylor's going to dive it right down low right away here. And I think they might be able to keep it green. Which is kind of not what Logan Scott and the others want to see. They want to try to stay in the lead lap and get a caution, but I don't think that's going to work here. If we were at Gateway or something, yeah. Or New Hampshire. Frickin' New Hampshire. It was a good race, but it was a total wreck fest. As, by the way, Alan Cavanero finally got by the deceased Michael Jenkins, and it took him only an extra 7 races, and that just shows why Cavanero is not returning to RFM next season. As now Scott Greeny is going to go to the point. Zachary Rogers and Michael Santos up here. And we've already got our 3 wide going on again. Zachary Rogers has been very consistent the past few races, despite the type of tracks we've gone to. But Michael Santos will take the lead back here. Still got a long way to go. And there will probably be another wreck trying to go into pit road. Now Jordan Newman's looking for the race lead here. Zachary Rogers did get some bonus points last time by. Here comes Franklin Ayers. Brenda Harala is slow. Benjamin Mimoso going for the race lead here, and it's funny to say that we are halfway through this race in only about 20 minutes. Now Nolan Bergeron looking for the race lead, and she's about 2 seconds slower than these guys, so that should be very, very interesting if they catch up to her. As James Morton and fellow chaser Tony Vieira are making their move to the front. James Morton will get a bonus point there. Now Tony Vieira is going to take the race lead here. Now Hayden Bergeron is going to take the race lead. And it has cycled back around to Nico Tringali. As Peyton Goodwin is currently the head chaser. And it took 12 to 13 laps for these guys to pit, so we're in for this for a while. But Peyton Goodwin's currently solidified the lead. Kate Rogers in second, Riley Houston in third, Sam York back there with Benjamin Tilton, and that's for the inside line. But Peyton Goodwin has currently solidified the race lead, and we got a wreck! And there's probably going to be another one when they go to slow down. But at least they weren't trying to get in the pit road. Benjamin Tilton was so close to getting his lap back, as was Steve Cavallo. And Michael Naylor was involved. As was Stephanie Vanasse. And Franklin Ayers. And Cavanero got turned very slowly. But it looks like they figured that out, and certain drivers are going to stay out here. Well, let's see what happens. This is why you don't go 4 wide into a turn. Daniel Carnero is going to clip Michael Naylor and goes into the 78, and oh man, that's so much like Dale Earnhardt's wreck back at Daytona back in 2001. That seemed like that was it, but then something else must have happened because Franklin Ayers ended up on pit road. Oh, Stephanie Vanasse spun out from something, and Franklin Ayers just takes himself out. What the heck happened to Stephanie Vanasse? It looks like Michael Amato is just gonna clip into her, and that's what caused that. Well, luckily, he was going under 100 when he hit her. Only hit her at 70 miles per hour, but let's take it on board with Michael Naylor. On board with Michael Naylor. Though it was a hard hit, these double-padded race cars along with safer barriers, and as some drivers say, when you hit the wall with other cars on you, it is not as hard as a hit. Let's take it to restart. Ready to go back, green flag racing with 19 laps to go. Probably going to be one more pit stop. Maybe another wreck, I don't know. Cars out of the race now. Franklin Ayers, Michael Naylor, and Stephanie Vanasse. Cars a lap down. Include chasers Michael Parker, Logan Scott, and Steve Cavallo. So 3 of the 8 are a lap down. Tony Vieira is 21st. James Morton is 19th. Kate Rogers 17th. Peyton Goodwin 12th. Zachary Rogers 6th. And that is all. Sam York, Carol Morton, Cody Russell, and Peter Sands all stayed out, so they're going to pit right away. And if they try to go to the bottom with the car on their way, that's going to be a bad idea. And if only we could get a caution without these lap down cars, as Brenda Harala is somehow leading them, and she is slow. And that is going to allow a lot of cars to go by, and that could actually prevent another caution. As something happened to Jordan Newman? He might have just run out of gas. Actually, more of the cars stayed out than I thought, because the top 7 are going into pit road and probably making their last stop of the day. And Jordan Newman and Daniel Carnero ran out of gas, I think. And I think we just had a wreck. Yep. Caution's out and all these idiots are screwed, including Zachary Rogers, and Kate Rogers is involved. And more morons are coming to pit road. Or not. And the race leader is Peyton Goodwin. And we have more morons stuck a lap down. What the hell? I'm guessing a lot of people started to stay out and they ran out of gas. So let's see what these morons cooked up this time. Cameron Vieira ran out of gas. And she's trying to get to the bottom, trying to get to the bottom. John Lennon is trying to avoid you, idiot. And he will slice into it. James Bond could work on the brakes. Kate Rogers gets involved. Holy crap, these other cars nearly got by. That is something. Well, drivers are probably going to be making their final pit stop, so let's see what happens here. Alright, getting ready to go back green. Cars now out of the race include Kate Rogers and Karen Vieira. And Austin Alves is leading because he was the only smart one of the drivers that got their lap back to completely cycle around before they pit again. Also, Nico Tringali, Zachary Rogers, Robert Rogers, and Jordan Newman are all lapped out now. So Zachary Rogers is infuriated because the highest he can get up to right now is 21st. But at this point he won't because Brenda Harrell is in front of him and she has a slow race car. So this should be interesting because Austin Alves is pretty much boxed in at the moment. And the green flag is back out. Like I said, the 42 car is slow. As they are still staying behind the 42 car. As it looks like Daniel Carneiro is slow too, and Austin Alves is currently flying away and get in the middle of the track. And Peyton Goodwin is probably really mad right now. This, however, is allowing people not to go 3 wide, mostly. And people don't be stupid and go 4 wide though. More and more cars are going by this slow car group here. And they're gonna go 4 wide. And there's another caution. Hmm. And the race leader is Benjamin Dion. And it will stay Benjamin Dion. This time you two should be smart and cycle around. Screeny was involved, Sam York was involved, Michael Amato, John Liz, Jordan Newman. Brenda Harala is finally out of the race with her slow car totaled. And Zachary Rogers is still mad, and somebody just turned down Kevin Arrow, and I think it was Tony Vieira. And why the hell can't I get on his car here? So we'll have to look that over. I don't know why I would have to wait for a car that's a lap down. And some people stayed out over others, and the new race leader is Adam Rogers. So let's see what happened to our caution here. This is why I said 4 wide doesn't work, especially to a slow car. So the 48, 24 get hooked up, 42 as well. Jordan Newman gets loose, spins out. Sam York gets pulverized. So does Brenda Harala. Can't miss that precaution. Then Brenda Harala is going to barrel roll over the 48 of Scott Greeny. Keeps flying through the air, finally landing. Now she's sliding on a roof. And she's gonna slide down and do one more barrel roll. So let's ride on board with her here. And on board with Brenda Harala. And we just getting more spectacular wrecks for the Season 3 Crash Comp due to these idiots. Let's see why Cavanero got spun out. Cavanero's trying to get in line. He bounces off the 99 of Adam Rogers twice. And then I guess Tony Vieira didn't like that too much, so he just keeps his line, and then Cavanero runs into him. And Cavanero is going to get himself dumped right here. And Cavanero does hit the wall very slightly. So, I don't know, but Allen might be getting close, and I guess that's Tony Vieira's payback after what happened at Kyalami. So that's pretty interesting. So there's a rivalry, Cabanero and Tony Vieira. And Tony Vieira can't stand brats. And I'm not saying you are one, Allen. I'm saying that's what he would say. Anyway, let's get to the restart. You ready to go back green here? We are going to have 5 laps to go. Cars out of the race now. Brendan Harlan, Mike Lamato, and Scott Greeny. Lap down cars are now going to be in the way, but the only slow one is Daniel Carneiro, and he is in 31st, which is right back here, so no problemo there. Adam Rogers in the lead with Tony Vieira in second. Third is Nathan Rogers. Fourth, Hayden Bergeron. Fifth, Cindy Vieira. Sixth, Benjamin Mimoso. Seventh, Sean Harple. Eighth is James Morton. Ninth, Nolan Bergeron. And 10th is Riley Houston. Steve Cavallo in 26th. With Zachary Rogers in 22nd. Zachary Rogers can get up to 20th place for now. So let's just end this race on a good note. No cautions, no more wrecking. Can a chaser win this race? Green flag is back out. There are a lot of lap down cars in between a lot of these people up front here. As somebody is already slow. And that appears to be Sam York, who is really slow. And Michael Parker is now overly, really mad. But it looks like they're going to get by Sam York and Daniel Carneiro relatively fast here. And everybody else should just finish this race nice and easy. Adam Rogers maintaining the lead. Zachary Rogers is fighting for that 20th spot. Not much you can do when you're in the middle. Cindy Vieira trying to make a bid to be a full-time driver next season as we have 3 laps to go. And with this luck, yeah, I don't even want to see her because I know she won here in the part-timers race, but she has just been so bad in the part-timers series that is not worth seeing her win. But I would not mind seeing Sean Harper win, as Sean Harper's going to go to the bottom. And Benjamin Mimoso is pitting. He cannot make it. Neither can Peter Sands or Jordan Newman, and Logan Scott's on pit road, so Logan Scott couldn't make it. And these drivers, some of them apparently cannot make it, as Adam Rogers is currently in the lead. Zachary Rogers was 22nd at the line last time. Do not tell me you're going to pit with 2 laps to go, but apparently Cindy Vieira is. So is Robert Rogers, and I don't care. The white flag is out. Can Sean Harple take one away from Adam Rogers, who has never won in a race before, except for a Budweiser shootout, but that don't count. Sean Harple looking to the bottom. Oh, is Nico Tringali going to screw over another person here? Coming in to check the flag. Sean Harple looking. It's not going to be enough. Adam Rogers is going to claim his first career victory here at Atlanta. Sean Harple will get second, though. Third is going to be Nathan Rogers. Fourth, Tony Vieira. Fifth, Hayden Bergeron. Sixth, James Martin. Seventh, Benjamin Dion. Eighth, Peyton Goodwin. Ninth, Austin Alves. And 10th is Carol Martin. Zachary Rogers will come home in 19th, so good job for him. But Adam Rogers won today's race. Hope you enjoyed today's race, and we will see you for the final road course and race of the eliminated round at Sonoma. Till then, hope you enjoyed today's race.